Okay, so as I mentioned, we're on the condition and the condition description. Let's go ahead and wait for my slide to load up to discuss our 7 components of a perfect listing. Item specifics, once again, were all the required and recommended item specifics that you see in the eBay product drafting section are required by me. So the condition and the condition description, you only really put in anything for your condition description if the item is used or open box or is like a watch with a dead battery. You would mention that in the condition description. And then your description just discusses the actual details of the item. So you just spill off everything that you talked about in the item specifics and the title. You just copy and paste, and then you add any additional details that you can fit into the item specifics, or you add it as a custom specific. So you just get your listing to be a lot more search engine optimized whenever you have everything from top to bottom looking the same. Basically, the title has to describe the item in the 80 characters that you're provided in order to clearly describe it without talking about anything that you personally feel about the item, or anything that would just be more informative or subjective. And then the item specifics just go into more details about everything, about the product identifiers and the main ways to find that item and what makes that product unique. And then your description just goes ahead and describes everything that you just talked about at the top and the middle of that listing. Next is the price. Check for the highest price and the lowest price that the item was sold for on eBay via Terapeak. So you would need to put in the brand and the item type and the model name. And if you don't have the model name, just go for the brand and the item type, and you can take it from there. When you have all 4 prices, meaning the highest price and the lowest price for sold and active, just go ahead and let me know what those are. And I'm probably going to ask you to just go for the median price, which is taking all 4 of those prices and dividing it by the number 4. And then that would give you the listing price. So again, I want you to make sure that even though whenever you search for, whenever you do have the model name, I still want you to search without the model name because there's plenty of sellers that would not use the model name in their title. And when you're searching for these items, sometimes you have to be a little bit more vague with the way that you search in the search box, because if you're too specific, you're going to miss out on plenty of different listings that you would have potentially seen if you were more vague. So if I know that a set of earrings is a clip-on earrings or a hoop earring, and another seller doesn't, or just got lazy with their listing and just listed it as earrings, if I put in the words hoop earrings or clip-on earrings, I'm not going to see that that seller that just listed it as a pair of earrings would have the same exact item that I do. So I know that's like a really generalized example, but think of it in a sense of that's what you kind of have to go for whenever you're not able to find the items. So then let's move on to the next slide. Section 6. Section 6 is about shipping price and policy. So for international, I don't do any returns or refunds. Domestic gets 30 days where the buyer has to pay for return shipping, or they can have a replacement whenever it's available. But I actually do offer replacement of the same item or similar item or completely different item if that's what they really want. So I require immediate payment, and I have a 2-day handling time. Next, how to create the perfect listing. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
Gary Temkin, Vice President of Seller Experience here at eBay. And my team is responsible for building all the selling tools on the platform that help you manage your listings, increase your sales, and grow your business. Now, I'm fortunate here today to be with one of our top small business sellers, Monica Gamboa. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your business.
So I've been selling on eBay for almost 20 years, full-time, almost 10 years. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you very much. So today we're going to talk about the perfect listing. Now, this is really important because with over 1.3 billion listings on the platform, you really want to have your listing stand out.
Absolutely.
So there are 4 key elements to the perfect listing: your title, how you describe your listing in more detail, or what we call item specifics, photo quality, and finally price.
So a perfect listing is really important because we want to make sure we have the right buyer to the right product matching.
So title is really important. Why? Because it's the first thing that buyers see. It's what shows up in the search results page and what shows up in view item. The trick, though, is that you only have 80 characters available for your title, so you have to be very specific in the descriptors or the keywords that you use in the title. So as an example, my son and I sell a lot of Adidas Yeezy 350s. So in our title, we always have Adidas and Yeezy, which is the brand and the style. And then we also include the color, in this case, say Clay or Lundmark. And we also include the gender, male or female, and then, of course, the size.
And so I try to look at the title as prime real estate. We know we only have 80 characters, so you want to front load the most important descriptor keywords, something that is going to be relevant to the buyer that is searching for the item.
But it's not just about the title. It's also about providing those very same descriptors in the item specific section of the listing flow. And we've designed that to show you which item specifics are the most relevant to buyers by showing you the buyer demand data, meaning how often have buyers searched for those specific descriptors over the last 30 days. So it makes it very efficient for you to know which item descriptors you need to provide to us. Again, it's not just about the title, but it is also about the item specifics, and they ensure that you have maximum visibility in search.
That's right. That's why I consider the title and the item specific as and, not either or. Because whatever goes on top, I make sure that it's also going to go on the bottom. If there's any other words, then I put them into the item description.
Excellent. And of course, if there's other item specifics you can provide beyond your title, we want those as well.
So eBay makes it really easy. As long as I accurate in my title, I know that it's going to autofill into the item specifics.
So the third component of a...
Did you hear that? As long as she's accurate in her title, it's going to actually spill off into the item specifics and be auto-filled. Yeah, that's right. You don't have to do the work. Auto-filled for you.
Perfect listing are high quality photos. High quality photos with white clean backgrounds ensure better visibility in search, our image search capability, but also in other third-party search platforms like Google. So Monica, how do you take your photos? Do you have a photo studio set up?
I do. So in my house, I have an office and I have a white background. I have a mannequin. I take pictures with my iPhone and I use a photo editing app to make sure the background is completely crisp and white.
So there's one last piece to the perfect listing: price. You can have the best title, all of the item specifics, as well as great photos. But if your listing isn't priced effectively, it's not going to sell. So in Seller Hub, under the Research tab, you can find Terapeak Data Insights and Analytics, which will help you to do research to find competitive pricings on your listings. So Monica, how do you price your listings?
So I've been selling for so long, I'm very comfortable on pricing the items that I sell. However, of course, there are times when I'm selling a new brand and I'm unsure how to price it. So during that time, I will use Terapeak. I like to look at the sell-through rate and what the average sale price is. It gives me a good understanding of how to price my items.
So that's great, Monica. 2 final points. One is there's a full year of historical data in Terapeak, which allows you to look at seasonal trends. And finally, don't forget.
Actually, they changed it to 2 years. It's not 1 year anymore.
Forget to include the cost of shipping in your perfect price. Remember, the 4 components of a perfect listing: title, item specifics, photo quality, and listing price. And we're always here to help. You can find more information on Seller Center, and be sure to follow eBay for Business on our podcast, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Thanks again for selling on eBay.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. We're on slide number 17 right now. And that's going to be about the listing process. All right, so here's the way that I expect you to list products. This is a step-by-step sort of a thing. You're going to receive product information or photos from me, or sometimes both. Then you're going to have to check eBay drafts to see if it has been started on my eBay drafts. And then the next step is to check my eBay active items to see if it's actually already listed on my eBay store, not any other. Then if you've answered no to the second box and you've also answered no to the third box, then the next step would be to find the same exact item already sold on eBay by a seller who made the most money, use filters of high to low for the sorting, actually, not the filters. And then the filters would be worldwide, search and description, completed and sold. So the search and description can also be known as include description. The high to low is the sort function underneath the search box on an eBay listing. And then the worldwide option is in the show more and show only. Let me go ahead and just show you an example of what I'm talking about. So you're not confused later on. Oops. Alright, so if I wanted to search for an item here, I'm gonna search for a pen. Okay, let's go like that. Now, the include description is right there. You see that? That right there. That's how you include the description. Now, if I want to keep going with this and I wanted to include the other aspects of the listing that are relevant to the way that I list, we would go like this. So, item location must be sold worldwide. Include description. You see how it disappeared on me? More filters is the better way to go about the whole process. And so, item location, we're gonna go like this. Or show only search and description. Oops. Sold, completed. And then we're gonna go for nothing more, but placing apply. Okay, so now the only thing that we're missing is the sort function. This is the sort function for the pricing for the highest. That would be $25,000, but this is the past 90 days. This is not the past 2 years. And this is whoever didn't hide their listing. And then the lowest price it ever sold for a pen was 41 cents. And then let's go ahead and look at the not sold listings and the not completed listings. Let's see what happened there. Okay. So, or let me just go for something more specific than this. Watch. Uniball. I'm gonna go for Uniball Impacts. My thing's typing.
Motion detected at the 2021 part 2.
What? I'm so cropping this out. And 1.0 millimeter. Okay. This is my favorite pen. For example, Uniball. It's called Uniball Signo Impact 207. Uniball Signo Uniball Gel Pen Impact 207. Millimeter. If I want to see what's just listed right now. So those are the refills. They're not even the actual pens. And